Dan Larson here at the photo booth with stuff sent into the P.O. box like this holiday postcard from longtime Toy Galaxian Allison Ricadia. We got the Santa Stealthy All-Weather Nocturnal Transport Automaton. May Santa bring you holiday cheer during this magical time of year. Thank you very much to Allison for sending this in, and best wishes to all of you watching this, that Santa may visit you and all your loved ones as well. Up first, we've got Callum. He is Bold Raccoon on Instagram from Epsom, Surrey. That's in England. Sent along this fantastic Fett on a bike print here. I'm not up on my bike knowledge. I don't know if this is a Diamondback. That's what all the kids wanted back in the day. I don't see any pegs here, but everything else is looking great here. Very soft colors. This is number 3 out of 20, by the way. He is, as I said, Bold Raccoon on Instagram. Got a couple of stickers here as well of various characters from his comics. Check him out on Instagram. Give him some likes. Give him a follow. Thank you, Callum, for sending that stuff in. I almost got ahead of myself here. Next up is Dan. I'm trying to go fast. Got a lot of stuff to wrap up here. Next up is Dan. Dan, I'm getting confused because Dan's got the same name as me. Dan, and it's actually, Dan is out of Keene, New Hampshire. We are practically neighbors. Hang on, I gotta pull my sleeves up. I got a bunch of cat hair on my sleeves. I don't want you guys to see that. Looks unprofessional. Dan's out of Keene, New Hampshire. We've got this is a DC Direct from 2008 Justice League series. Alex Ross designed armored Superman figure. And then we also have the 2006-ish, somewhere around there, hologram Jor-El figure. Almost translucent. It's translucent. It was definitely molded. It's a little dirty here. It was definitely molded in translucent plastic and then kind of spray painted a bit white to give it that hologrammy look. And then you've got the almost, this is like that Gambit cape. It's a little nicer than the Gambit cape from Toy Biz. It's got some stitching in it, but interesting piece. I didn't know this existed until Dan sent that in. So he was like, hey, you want a Jor-El figure? And I was like, I didn't even know there were any. So I opened this up and I was like, wow, that's neat. I'd never seen that thing before. But 2 cool pieces. So thank you very much to Dan for sending those in. And then, you know, hey, don't go anywhere here. We've got one more Dan. This is the shows about Dan's. Toy collecting Dan's. We've got Dan from Madison, Alabama. Sent in the Gigando First Order Stormtrooper that doesn't fit in the frame here. So we've got a couple of these pieces that have been sent in at this point. There was a Darth Vader in the booth here not too long ago. And then we also have... We've also got a t-shirt. This is from Rogue One. Star Wars Rogue One. I dug this movie a lot. It's been on Netflix. I've watched it several times. That and Solo. I just had fun with them. You know, I'm not, every time the Star Wars conversations come up, what's the best? Which ones work? What do you like? At this point, I'm just so done arguing and even having the conversation. Is it good? I don't even care anymore if they're good. Or if that's an acceptable sort of expression or interpretation or critique. All I care about at this point is, did I like them? Were they fun? Did I enjoy it? Can I accept it as part of the continuity? Because that's the leap I had to make with the prequels. You know, I'm not going to turn this into a prequel bashing session. But it's just, you got to either accept it or you don't. And I like Star Wars to the point where even if they're bad movies, I got to accept it as part of the canon and just say like, hey, there they are. Rogue One, I happen to love. I think it was a really great movie. It was a lot of fun. It was a sort of different tone. And I've watched it a bunch of times, and I said I wasn't going to get into defending it, and I'm not going to do that. I liked it. Thumbs up from me. On Mom Galaxy's reviewing system, she gives it either I liked it or I didn't get it. I liked it. That's all I need to know. Next up is actually, you know, before we move in, I had one more note. Every once in a while, you guys are nice enough to send in some kind of T-shirt or wearable, and maybe I haven't made it clear in past. This is a extra large. I'm a large at most. I was wearing mediums for a really long time, but I think I'm actually a large now. Extra large is a little big on me, so thank you. I'm not trying to make it sound like I'm unappreciative. I appreciate the shirts, but large means I can actually wear them instead of just making a pile of cool shirts that people have sent me. Up next is Jeffrey from nihongogo.com. It's a website that a lot of different writers contribute to, and it's sort of Japanese pop culture news, entertainment stuff. set up for more of an English-speaking audience who may not be able to follow all the Japanese entertainment news aggregate sites and whatever. So Nihon Gogo, check that out, just like it sounds. In here we got just a mixed bag of stuff, mixed box of stuff. We got Witchblade from Toy Biz. When they lost the Marvel Legends license, they grabbed a bunch of other comic book hero characters: Super Patriot, Witchblade, Judge Dredd, and others, Madman, and did kind of a Marvel Legends type of series with them, including a Build-A-Figure or two. I think there were two. And this is from that line. It's a you know, I would say this is probably one of the best Witchblade figures that's ever been made. That's not saying much. Most of them are like, I'm not even sure how many there are now that I think of it. There really aren't that many Witchblade figures. There's got to be a couple of McFarlanes out there, but now that I say that, I'm not totally sure. We've got the unbelievable Gwenpool. I do have this figure. I may pull that lizard tail out of there, though. Not sure. I'm gonna have to use that as trade bait, if nothing else, for something. In here we have a 1-Up box exclusive. This is a gold lightsaber. Kind of weird having the blade out like that, but whatever. It's a keychain. That's cool. I'll bet that gold is just going to flake and chip right off of there. I will say, Jeffrey sent in a lot of stuff in this box, and I had to do some selective editing just because I couldn't do, like half an hour on one box here. This is the 25th anniversary G.I. Joe Ram motorcycle, which, I'm all for vintage and whatever. I'm all for the vintage stuff, obviously. I have a collection of vintage things. I have both the original Ram and this same 25th anniversary one. But I gotta say, for most of these things, I actually like the newer versions, the 25th anniversary versions, better. They tend to have a little bit more sculpting, and just the build quality feels better to me, especially maybe not when the pieces were originally released, like an original Rattler compared to a 25th anniversary Rattler. I'll take the 25th anniversary one because it's newer. That vintage plastic has had some time to break down and become brittle. Landing gear always snaps off of it. So if I have the choice to mess around with the 25th anniversary version or the newer versions, I prefer to use the 25th anniversary versions, and the vintage ones just sort of stay sealed in their cocoon of hopefully unaging. We got a DC Multiverse Dark Knight Batman, which is cool. I never did pick this one up, even when they were down to like $5 at Walmart and stuff. I have the Superman from this, so that's cool. I can finally get Superman to punch that dude out. We've got a Metroid here from the World of Nintendo line. I don't have the Mother Brain, but I like the translucent, the bubble that more figures, more characters should have bubbles as part of their aesthetic. Other stuff in here, we've got a couple versions of the Bat, small and medium. We've got this is the Justice League Batmobile, if I'm not mistaken. And then we got a couple of Squinkies. Everybody remember Squinkies? Got version 2 Snake Eyes and Timber and Cobra Commander. I don't know if this was a game that went along with that, or if they were just little collectible figurines. I've got others somewhere, Budo and a few more. These tiny little Batmen, I don't know what they're from. Focus, there we go. I don't know what these guys are from. We got a Batman Beyond and a regular Batman. I don't know. I know they're from Batman. I don't know what particular line, if they had little vehicles or whatever. We've got Bludgeon, a little Creo Bludgeon guy. He's cool. I like his happy skull face. And then we got two heads in the bottom of the box here. We got an Ultron Build-A-Figure head. And for some reason, Ryan Reynolds. I don't know. I think that came off the Green Lantern figure. And I think my Green Lantern figure... Oh, you know what? I was going to say that was from the Green Lantern. Maybe it's just a regular Hal Jordan figure from the movie line. Because my head popped off of my movie Green Lantern as well. But this one doesn't have the mask on it, so it's not that one. Anyway, miscellaneous box of stuff from Jeffrey. Thank you very much, Jeffrey. Good luck with the writing. Next up is Mike from Ambridge, Pennsylvania. He is Geek Scavenger. I misspelled it on my notes. Geek Scavenger on Instagram. He's another one that sent in a bunch of random stuff in a box that I did have to do a little editing to get it to a manageable point. We've got mint in box Batman, Arkham Knight, Nightwing from DC Direct. All right, this most of these figures I'm not crazy about because they don't usually have ab crunches, but he's got a little bit of an ab crunch there. He looks so sad. Oh, he looks so, I didn't play this game, but so sad, so frowny. Yeah, he needs to shave too. I know that feeling. Over here we've got Titanfall Connects, Titanfall figures. I played a little bit of Titanfall. I have a nephew who plays it a lot, or at least he was last time. He went from Minecraft to Fortnite. I think he played a little bit of Subnautica, and then last time I saw he was playing Titanfall. It looks cool. I just never played it for some reason. I don't know. We've got these are cool. This is Jakks Pacific Road Champs. It's like a versus set. They're stuck together here. Hang on. I don't want to break anything. Where you get two motorcycles, two dirt bikes. This one actually has some translucent parts on it. And then you get a regular rider. Like that. He's got a little helmet here. That's cool. So he gets the regular bike. And then you get this guy, who is a skeleton with ample translucent parts. And you can actually see the bones in between the plastic bits inside. Whoops. And he matches his bike, of course. Now, here's the thing with this guy. I don't know why Mattel can't do this. This is what Scareglow should look like. Scareglow has always been produced with bone pattern like painted on the surface, like they're decals or something. But if you see the original artwork of Scareglow, like whenever he's in posters and stuff, like the bones are supposed to be inside and glowing from the inside. I would love for Mattel at some point, or Super 7, somebody to take a crack at Scareglow and make him like this, where you can actually see the bones inside and the rest of him is all clear. Just a little pet peeve of mine. I don't make these decisions and nobody asked me. But yeah, maybe they'll start. I don't know if this is a Ben 10 or a Pokemon. Somebody let me know in the comments down below. I don't see any markings. Oh, there's a mark on it. Jakks, 2007, I think. Oh, it says Nintendo. It's a Pokemon. All right. Well, I don't know what that guy's name is. And then this is if I'm not mistaken, this is the only wallet that anybody's ever sent in. And what a time to pick a wallet to send in. This thing is awesome. From Voltron. I need a new wallet. I don't know if this will fit all my cool stuff. I don't have any money, but I do have cool stuff in my wallet. All kinds of novelty ID cards, my diploma for Professor Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters, all those kinds of things. We'll see. I'll pack them in there. Maybe it'll fit. But this, by far, was the best thing in the box. This, I thought initially was just like a weird sort of knockoff Beast Wars kind of thing. But it is very strong, very durable. It is a very well-built piece. It's from something called Hello Animal Carbot. This is the Terrajet. Apparently it's like an animated series and possibly a cartoon as well. I want to transform it, but I didn't practice enough beforehand. So I don't think I can actually transform it quickly. But this thing is incredible. It is a robot. And hey, this is me straight up admitting that, I give Beast Wars a hard time because I'm not crazy about the idea of organic stuff turning into robots. This is not working. My brain can't wrap around it. Like, I don't mind Dinobots, robots that look like, robots that look like robot. What am I trying to say here? Robots that look like robotic dinosaurs. It's hard to do two things at once here because I'm trying to figure out this puzzle and also speak about things at the same time. This goes like this. Oh, no, his foot comes out. And then this, there we go. I think it goes like that. This is really hard to do. This goes here. That goes there. All right. I think those are his feet. We got that. And then this splits apart somehow here. All right, well, that's his best. His head is hidden inside his back end. There we go. This flips down. This opens. We're so close. There it is. Got it. Bang. Good. And he's got hands in here. Awesome. Flip that up. Well, that's close. That's close enough. That's as close as I'm going to get without cheating it, being on the clock here. But that's pretty good. Robot mode ain't great, although way, way, way more posable than most of the transforming robots that I grew up with back in the day of G1. But that pterodactyl mode just wins it. It is a great looking bird, and he's got a gun, laser gun in his mouth, and there's nothing wrong with that. So thank you very much to Mike from Ambridge for sending this cool thing in and educating me and letting me know about it. And the best thing was that Mike included a whole catalog of what everything was and where it was from, so I didn't have to spend any time trying to figure out what this thing was and where it was from. He had already done the research for me. That is awesome. Thank you. Next up is Jack out of Linwood, Washington. Longtime collector who grew up in the 70s with Mego and Big Jim and G.I. Joe, that kind of stuff. He said his parents didn't have many... Well, he said he didn't have many Star Wars figures as a kid because his parents didn't think that small figures were as good a value as the larger figures. I'm not putting the whole box in the frame here. It's just too big. And actually, there's 2 boxes. But yeah, so he ended up with more of those like 12-inch figures instead of the smaller stuff. And he got away from collecting and came back with a vengeance in the 90s, just like everything else. And then recently he was going through his old massive stuff and found some stuff he wanted to pass on. We've got a couple of DC Multiverse figures. These aren't that old. From I think this was like one of the first waves with the Justice Buster thing. I know I picked up Flash at the time, and I think I picked up a loose. Oh, and I definitely had. We definitely did a review of Earth 25 Superman. I don't know if we did the Flash. I can't remember. That was so long ago. But don't spoil Crisis for me. I haven't watched any of it yet. I'm just kidding. You can spoil it for me. I'm not gonna. I meant to record it, and then I forgot to record it Sunday night when Supergirl was on, so I was like, well, I guess I'm just going to watch it through spoilers from here on out. I just really want to see Kevin Conroy's Batman and Brandon Routh's Kingdom Come Superman. Those would be really cool. There was a keepsake Batman ornament in here. I don't actually have this one. Well, this is from 2019, and we haven't picked up any ornaments this year, so that's cool. We got Tick carded figures. This is, what was this guy's name? Sewer Urchin. Is that his name? Yeah, sure. Sewer Urchin. Okay. I read the comics back in the day, and I definitely watched the cartoon. I don't remember that much about it, though. Death Hug Dean. Is that this guy's name? Death Hug Dean. Huh. I thought it had, like, some screwhead name or something. Anyway, we got this guy, Dinosaur Neil, and Dynamole, and El Cid. A lot of fun characters. Good stuff. We've also got key characters, a couple of key characters here missing, obviously Tick and Arthur. I want to say I have both of those in my collection. Not 100% sure. I am making my way through the Tick Amazon series. That's actually, it's actually pretty cool, and I'm actually sad that I didn't get turned on to it sooner. Now that they did a season 2 and I'm officially not getting picked up for a season 3. That's unfortunate. We've got a Captain America Lego guy here. I have the similar Boba Fett. And then we've got this Iron Man who looks more like a war machine. Kind of weird. But more importantly, Jack said that he really wanted to send in something Boba Fett related, but couldn't get his hands on a figure. So instead he found a t-shirt, and this is almost as cool. It's actually pretty darn cool. There's a lot of, Boba Fett t-shirts and stuff out there, and there's a lot of shirts that have the figure design on them. I particularly like this one. Once again, I've sent it in shirts, large probably better, but I did try this one on the other day, and hopefully I can get it to shrink a little bit without distorting the graphics here, because I really do like this shirt a lot. I would like to wear that one out. That'd be a great con shirt. XL just might be a little large, but that shouldn't... I hope that doesn't come across as me not sounding appreciative. Jack, thank you very much. I'm definitely psyched about this shirt. Awesome stuff. Look at this. I thought I was done here. I forgot he sent in 2 boxes. In the other box, we have Cannonball and Guardian, Wolverine, Mr. Sinister, and Boom Boom, and Nightcrawler. And I mean, that's the whole wave. So, thank you, Jack. Jack did ask if we wouldn't mind giving a shout out to Atomic Comics here in Tacoma, Washington. He said it's a little shop, but they have a lot of stuff and they're really awesome. And check them out on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Yeah, I guess I had the Wendigo arm because I had Nightcrawler, and now I guess I have the whole thing. So that's cool, and I'll have to check out this Wolverine and everybody else. Awesome accessory. I don't know if that's accessory there. I'm guessing with different heads that bubblegum probably doesn't come out of her mouth. But some cool translucent parts. Great wave of figures. I just hadn't gotten around to picking any of the other ones up yet, except for Nightcrawler. So, Jack, thank you very much. So when I was setting up this video and putting my notes together, I was like, oh, hey, I'll easily transition from the Boba Fett t-shirt right into a Boba Fett figure, and that'll look real clever and stuff. Totally forgetting that there was a second box there that was full of Marvel Legends. Hey, you know, whatever. So this is, well, that's not it. This is Boba Fett number 497 in the Boba Sett. This comes from a friend of mine, DJ. He is Deejzilla Art. Hang on, I got a card here. He also included this sweet Mandalorian sketch here from Deejzilla Tunes. He is Deejzilla Art on Instagram. Check him out there. He's also on Facebook, Twitter, and he's got his regular internet address. His website is what we call it. So we got a Boba Fett here. This is actually a Taiwan. This is a rougher condition Taiwan. Usually the Taiwans are, you know, the darker belt, the blue, really nice. They're a little bit more rare. They're the ones that tend to get a little bit more dollars on the secondary market. And then we also have a blind box Han Solo, little, it's kind of like a bouncy ball, like Christmas ornament. Awesome stuff there, but yeah, this gets us that much closer, to 500. Thank you very much, DJ, for sending that. DJ and I have been trading figures a lot lately, all kinds of stuff. He actually hooked me up with the Ghost Yoda as well. I had passed on. He grabbed two. I had passed on it. I hooked him up with some Star Wars vintage figures. He's just getting into that. That's exciting to see somebody going through vintage Star Wars for the first time and to be able to help him out and get some of those pieces as well. So that's been fun. So that's cool. 497 on the Boba Sett. Number 498 came all the way from Bake Up in Lancashire, England. I had to look that up. This person was nice enough to give me the pronunciation. It's spelled B-A-C-U-P, Bake Up. And she was nice enough to give me the pronunciation of that so I didn't butcher it, even though I almost did anyway. And so we've got a Boba Fett in here. Stand in everything. Look at this. Hang on. Let's get this centered up here. All right, so we got a great card here. Merry Christmas. A little fuzzy reindeer. Fuzzy reindeer, like some generic reindeer. It's Rudolph. This is from Sophie on behalf of her boyfriend, John, who's a big fan of the show and has no idea that she was sending this in to be a part of the Boba Sett. There we go. She says, Merry Christmas to me, producer Greg, the whole Toy Galaxy crew. I assume that includes you guys as well. Anybody watching this and listening. Lupin and Wednesday, our cats here. And so from all of us, thank you very much to John for watching the show. And thank you to Sophie for sending in this amazing Boba Fett. Look at these tight joints. Good color, but worn, you know, it's got a little bit of a history. So it's all good. This is a great little piece. And that is number 498. 497, 498. International Boba Fett. International. The most, they call him the most notorious bounty hunter in the galaxy. He's the most notorious international bounty hunter in this galaxy. I'm going to stand 497, 498 together here. And then last up for this video is this incredible piece. So look, these three here, 497, 498, 499, they are awesome examples of why the Boba Sett is so important to me and the whole point in creating it. The whole idea was that I loved the figure and I wanted to be able to have you know, that repeated joy of that particular figure, finding it, buying it, adding it to my collection. And what it's really evolved into is this, you know, catalog of events and times and places and people. And that's just the experience of getting the things, you know, a friend who I trade figures with, someone from, halfway across the planet, as a Christmas gift for somebody else who's a fan of the show, boyfriend, and then this custom piece where, you may not believe this, but this is from another Dan. He is Yokai Customs on Instagram. He made this piece and he wanted to make it a special thing because he knows about the Boba Sett and the how much it means to me, and wanting to sort of leave a mark on it and have an original story to go along with it, just like 498 and 497, 498. So he's got these two Power of the Force Han and Carbonites, and we're gonna open the clasp here. There's a hinge on this side, and when you open it up, you have this incredible custom Boba Fett, complete with, little storage case and 3 different heads. And, I'll admit my first instinct was like, oh my gosh, you cut the head off of a vintage Boba Fett figure. I don't know if I can forgive that. But what Dan did do is he included what he said was, this head here. Oops. This head here, he thought was, more than likely an accurate representation of what it would look like if Boba Fett actually took his helmet off and had something on underneath. This head, he felt was a bit more... Sorry, I lost his head. He felt was a bit more Ralph McQuarrie, which I totally agree with. I think it looks great. And like you can see, all 3 of these heads are magnetic. He knew that I wasn't going to want to display it, A, headless, and B, I probably wanted it to look like the actual finished, original Boba Fett. So he wanted to make sure that I could choose between the looks, display it, take pictures of it, however I wanted to, and make it a really different kind of interesting, unique piece. And mission accomplished. It really, really is a special thing. But that's the thing is like, each one is special, each one is unique, and each one has a special story, and that's what I love about it. I love the scrapbook nature of it, that it has become this sort of living thing, this catalog of the growth of it as a collection of toys, but also as just a, community of people who collect and think it's a neat thing and have been generous enough to contribute to it. And so to DJ, to Sophie and John, to Dan, to all the other people who've contributed to this set, this is $4.99. And, before you get any ideas in your head, if you've sent in a Fett and I haven't covered it here or on my Instagram at Toy Galaxy, if you're thinking to try to lock down that 500 spot, don't get too excited. I am 100% positive that Mrs. Toy Galaxy has been holding a figure or 2 to make sure that milestone of 500 is a piece from her. So that said, thank you again to Callum, to Dan, to Jeffrey, to Mike, to Jack, DJ, Sophie, John, Dan at Yokai Customs, and everybody watching this. Thank you for watching. Hit like, hit subscribe, check out our Patreon if you're in the position to help the channel grow. Thank you. Later. Oh, hey, you know what? Before I go anywhere, the 500 video coming up soon at some point. I don't know when, but we're going to put it together. We have some ideas. We want to put a cool thing together, and we're going to make that happen. Later.